I bought one design on Fiverr for $6, which has since earned me over $11,000 in profit. Yes, profit, not revenue. And I'll tell you exactly what I did and how you can replicate that process. In the search box on Fiverr, type in t-shirt design. You can also use the other terms suggested here like graphic, typography, or even just print on demand. It'll bring up a list of artists who are available to do the work. There's literally thousands of sellers, and it's up to you to identify what styles you think will sell. Notice that I said styles you think will sell, not styles that you personally like. If you haven't seen my last video about mistakes people make on print on demand, go watch it now to avoid wasting your money. It comes down to knowing your audience, understand who's going to be buying the design and what they'll be looking for. For example, if your target demographic is young children, then choosing an artist who has a gothic style like this one probably isn't going to be the best option. There's loads of artists who would be more appropriate. This is an obvious example, but the point is that you really have to keep your customer in mind when considering what style they're going to be attracted to. Choosing the right artist is one of the most important steps, because their artwork will make or break your idea. You can have the best idea ever, but if it isn't executed properly, then it won't matter. Use this filter at the top of the page to control your budget. Although the website's called Fiverr, meaning $5, many artists offer extras to earn more money. Sometimes they start with a basic design for $5 and then offer more concepts, colours, or enhanced details for a higher price. It can be worth paying extra if you have a complicated design idea, but bear in mind that just because something costs you more doesn't mean it'll get you more sales. I bought both the expensive and the cheap designs, and the one that made me the most only cost $6. If you want to be confident that the artist is decent, you can filter by their rating as well. But if you spend some time searching through newer artists, you can discover some talented people who are trying to build up their portfolio with positive reviews and offering low-cost work. Just be aware of the thumbnails that they use, because some people try and entice you into using their service with the promise of similar work, which ends up being nothing like the advertisement. It's best if you can find examples of recent orders that they've fulfilled using Fiverr to check whether they actually have the same style as they're advertising. For example, these thumbnails look so intricate, but when you look at the actual deliveries, they aren't the same quality at all. It could just be that people have only bought the basic package, but it's something to be aware of. The point of using Fiverr is to outsource your ideas, which will save time and usually result in better work than you could make yourself. But if you're paying $5, don't expect a masterpiece. You'll win some and you'll lose some. The important thing is that you do the research and then be very specific about what you want when you're talking to the artist. Be clear with your instructions, or you'll learn the hard way that your ideas can be interpreted very differently. Provide a sketch if you can. You can even use MS Paint or a pen and paper to draw something. It'll give the artist something to work with. Alternatively, if you have a concept without any specifics, allow the seller some artistic freedom and you might be pleasantly surprised what they come up with. If you're unhappy with a commission, tell the artist and try and work something out. Most of the time they are reasonable people who'll take on board feedback. But if you don't think it can be resolved, or the artist has outright lied about their skills, Fiverr customer service are actually pretty good at reimbursing you. Using Fiverr is the same as buying and selling anything. You're investing some of your money in an asset which will hopefully provide cash for you long term. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There are so many variables to take into consideration. I added up how much I've spent on Fiverr and it came to almost $500. I've spent as little as $5 and as much as $80 on some of the orders I've made. Many of those designs didn't result in sales, but as I said, a single design that cost $6 has amounted to over $11,000 in profit. The amazing thing about print on demand is that there's no risk involved. If your design doesn't sell, it doesn't matter. It's not like you've ordered 10,000 t-shirts and have boxes upon boxes of stock piling up in your house. Fiverr introduces an element of risk into this process because you're investing some cash in hopes that the artwork will be profitable, but there's no guarantees. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of artists on Fiverr who love working with people like us because it's an endless supply of work for them. It doesn't matter to them whether your work sells on the platform or not, because they get paid regardless. So it's up to you to do the necessary work before commissioning someone to ensure that you set yourself up for success. That means finding a suitable niche, understanding your target demographic, and most importantly, coming up with an idea that you think will be popular. I've got videos explaining how to do all this, so check those out if you haven't already. I see Fiverr as the next step up for print-on-demand sellers that have been creating their own work. Whether you've been using Photoshop, Canva, or just making text-based designs so far, if you've started making sales, you can invest some of that profit into better designs that will hopefully bring you more income. Alternatively, if you haven't started making money yet but have some disposable income from your day job or savings, you can use that to fast track your print-on-demand success. Just bear in mind, however, that if you haven't generated any sales yet, your ideas haven't been validated by the market. Personally, I believe it's best to validate your ideas on free sites like Redbubble before spending your money. But if you don't have the capacity to make your own artwork, then platforms like Fiverr might be right for you. There's plenty of online marketplaces similar to Fiverr. You can choose whatever one you want. The same rules still apply. I like Fiverr because it's easy to use, especially for beginners who will be overwhelmed by the whole process. I don't use it as much anymore, but it was the first website that I started outsourcing the design process on. Last but not least, check out some of the lesser known categories on Fiverr and see what you can find. Sometimes you'll come across unique artists that don't fit the print-on-demand mold and get some work that really stands out from the competition. The illustration category is a good place to start. Just bear in mind that when you're searching around, you'll come across people that will do pretty much anything, including uploading designs to your account for you. This might seem like a great way to save time, but it's a one-way ticket to getting your account banned or stolen. So please don't risk sharing your logon details with anyone. That's about it for Fiverr. There are other ways of outsourcing the design process, which I will be covering in the next video, so make sure you subscribe to see future uploads. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate it if you gently tapped the like button or left a comment to let me know, because that motivates me to keep making content.